Hi friends, I'm Laura Krumzak, and this is the Disney Slowdown, where I'm going to help you plan your magical Disney vacation with your special needs children, slow down, savor the moments, and reduce the meltdowns, and actually have a good time. That is always our goal because you are spending a lot of money, and we don't want you to have a miserable time coming to Disney. Although I will have to tell you that if you leave the kids at home and just come by yourself, Disney's fabulous if you go by yourself. I don't know why we bring our children, but we do. And so I've got tips to help you. Today, I'm going to help you with 5 easy things that you can do to manage and hopefully alleviate entirely the "can I have it" while you're in the park. We all go through it. I have that child that just has to have everything. Actually, all 4 of my children are very different. My oldest one only wanted to ride the rides. She didn't really care about the stuff. My second one wants stuff, but she's very specific about what she wants. The third one cannot decide what she wants, so she ends up usually not spending her money because there's too many choices. And the fourth one, well, he wants everything. So if you fall into any of those categories, I have dealt with them all. And I continue to deal with at least the younger 3 because they're still in my house. So the first tip that I have for you is to put the kids on a budget. I would recommend actually doing this now. Being financially responsible and teaching our kids financial responsibility and delayed gratification, that's always been a high priority of ours because, well, frankly, when we were young adults, we didn't do it so well. So it was always important for us to teach our kids money management and saving for what they want and delayed gratification, and not just, I want it, I'm going to buy it, I want it, I'm going to buy it, put it on a credit card, and then they're in this horrible debt situation, which I know a lot of people face. No judgment at all. I just didn't want that for my kids. So we have always taught them from a very early age. Actually, I started paying my kids when they were like 3 years old. I would pay them in dimes. We tithed as well, and I made them save. So it was like 1 dime for every dollar goes to church. 2 dimes for every dollar goes in the piggy bank, and they were not allowed to spend that. But then they got the rest of the dimes, and they could spend it on whatever they wanted. Now, my oldest used to chase down the ice cream truck with her bag of dimes. That was the funniest thing. But I digress. And that, you know what, honestly, kids budgeting and adult budgeting, like, that's a whole nother video. But if that's something that you're interested in, please comment and let me know, because I could totally make that video too. Or maybe multiple videos. It might take longer than, 15, 20 minutes. All right, so put them on a budget. And I understand that if it's a surprise trip, how are they really going to save up? Well, you could save money aside for them, every week. Just put a little bit aside for each kid. You can use envelopes, you can use a jar, you could save up money and buy gift cards if you don't necessarily trust yourself with money in a jar sitting around the house, or trust somebody else in the house. We have those too. So you can save up. You can ask family members to give gifts of money or give gifts of gift cards. And we also have family members that don't like to just give money. So that's when you can find items that they can give, that they can bring to the park, like the autograph books and, pens. Make the pens bigger because the characters that have gloves have a hard time with like a standard size pen. So try and get a big pen. And if you can't find one, don't stress about it. Buy them in the parks. Those pens are garbage and they don't write. But if you buy it in the parks, then you can exchange it. You can go into the gift shop and say, this pen doesn't work, and they will give you a brand new one. So you will have an endless supply of opportunities to exchange those crappy pins that don't write, but you definitely want something bigger for the characters with the gloves. Those items are really nice for family members to buy shirts, their park bags. They can buy them some kind of a Disney themed park bag. Maybe it's their favorite character. Ears. You can get ears in a lot of places. So those are things that I would have other family members buy, or even buy them yourself, which is my point too. Buy these items before you get to the park, especially your merchandise. Disney stuff is all over the place. You are not going to find any sales in Disney World. It's not going to happen. You've got new full price merchandise, and that's what they're going to want. But if your kids are like mine, where, oh, I really want this, and then they turn around, oh, I really want this, then you're going to know. Like, you're not going to be breaking their heart if you just tell them no, or limit them to a few items that they can buy, or put them on a budget and let them spend their own money. Aside from all the merchandise that you can get and bring with you before you come, and I'm talking as well, bubble wands as well. That's something that I see. The costumes that the little kids can wear into the parks, the princess dresses, or if they want to wear their Star Wars costume or their Marvel costumes, like they can wear those in the park. There are guidelines for costumes, especially for adults, like they call it Disney bounding, where you can dress kind of like a character, but you can't have an actual character costume as an adult. And if your child is adult sized, but only 10, 11, 12 years old, you might err on the side of following the adult guidelines just to make sure that they aren't stopped at the gate and you guys have to go back and change your clothes. So just check up on the Disney website for wearing costumes in the park. If it's not a surprise trip, then absolutely get your kids involved. Let them plan along with you. Let them save. Let them mark in a book how much they are going to save up so they can spend. And maybe they get allowance already and they want to save up for that trip, and they can put it in a separate envelope and remind them, we have to do this all the time, just remind them, you're saving up to buy something special in Disney World. Do you really want this thing at Walmart that is always here, or do you want to save that money and buy it in Disney World? Those are just some of the tactics that we have to use to help our kids save up as well. Something else that you can do before getting into the parks is have some Mickey bars. Yes, you can buy them at the grocery store. Maybe they're a little smaller, but they're a heck of a lot less expensive than what you're going to find in the parks. And if you're bringing them home, even if it's a surprise trip, just bring them home randomly. Oh, I saw them, thought they were fun, decided we'd try them. Or what I like to do, I'll bring a kid with me to the grocery store and we'll just kind of meander through the ice cream novelties and I'll point them out. And then, of course, this kid is going to go, oh, can we get those? And I'll be like, you know what? Yeah, let's get those. That'll be fun. So we get them and then bring them home, and then the kid is bragging to the siblings, Mom took me to the store and she let me choose out a treat and I chose the Mickey bars. And then nobody suspects that you're planning a trip. Hey, slang is my superpower, so that's just how I roll. If you need some sneaky ways to keep a trip secret from your kids, maybe that should be a video. Make them yourself. That's another way to get around the I want to have it. And this mostly is going to be, well, you could make your ears, so you can make some merchandise, you can do your own shirts, make them unique, and let the kids help. If it's a surprise, so here's something that I did. I did some of our Disney crafts for our Disney cruise. And I told my kids that my neighbors were having a surprise birthday party for their kids and it was Disney themed. And she asked me to make these things for the party. My kids did not doubt. I don't know why they didn't doubt me because I do this a lot to them. But they totally helped make some of the crafts, and then when we revealed that we were going on the Disney cruise, they were like, oh, Mom! It was fun. I digress. The treats. Sometimes it's really just a cookie. Sometimes it's really just a Rice Krispie treat. Sometimes it's really just a cupcake. There's no reason for you to be stressing over your kid wanting all of the magical Mickey food in the parks when it's really just something that you can make at home. Get a cookie cutter that is Mickey shaped and go to town. You can make the cupcakes with decorating ideas, get some sprinkles. You can do them yourself. And if it's a surprise trip, they don't even have to know that it's a Disney food. Like, it doesn't have to be Mickey shaped, but you could make like the churros, or you could make the spring rolls from the spring roll cart in Magic Kingdom that everybody raves about. They are really good. They're small and they just keep getting more expensive. I make them at home. I will be doing a short on that, I promise you. They're actually really easy to make. So those type of items, and any other kind of food items that are not necessarily Disney shaped or Mickey shaped, you could make. And then when my kids see it in the park, they're like, oh, we made that. Oh, we've made those. They don't want to eat Mickey's food when we have created it at home ahead of time. If you are struggling to commit to sticking to a budget, then use gift cards. You are not necessarily going to find Disney gift cards at any kind of major discount. You're going to save probably 5%. You might find a deal where you're saving 8%. Every penny helps, definitely. I do have 5 helpful tips to help you save up an actual cash for your Disney trip. That's going to be on the next video. But if you think it's going to be too difficult and to have your credit card in the park with you and you're just going to want to swipe, then put yourself on a budget using gift cards. Put your kids on a budget using gift cards. Everybody needs to be committed to this. They need to understand just as well as you do that we are not going to spend $500 or $1,000 a day or for the week in the parks. That's not feasible for most families. And it's okay that they learn that lesson. And it's okay that they budget. And it's okay that they decide what they're going to purchase with their money. And when it's gone, it's gone. Maybe you have a spare $100 or something. That's not usually a bad idea. But for the most part, it's really okay to just let them decide what they're going to spend their money on. And my final tip is to give yourself permission to tell them no. Everybody wants to enjoy this vacation, and the last thing you want to do is haggle with your children. Put them on a budget. Give them their own money or give them a way to track their own money and let them make those choices. It's going to free you up, and it's going to give them power that maybe they're not used to having. But I will tell you, again, as in point one, start them on a budget now. Get them used to if you don't bring your money with you, we're not buying it for you and you're not paying us back. That has been a rule of ours for a very long time. And my kids know it. Very rarely do I bend on that rule. I hope these tips were helpful. Please like, subscribe, and click that notification button. And we will see you on the next video. Bye, friends.